we see one of those mega kill scoring games that we've been seeing throughout. TSM topping out with 21 kills on Ergo yesterday. The Jokers coming in big in game number 1 here on Miramar. But we are live once again, and we're seeing FaZe jumping out the plane very, very early. The plane path dictating where some of these teams are going to have to go, Rich.
Yep, game number 7, a lucky number for some, but a plane path that might not necessarily be lucky for others, especially as it's so weighted towards the eastern side of the map. So all those teams that like to go to the west, El Pozo area, La Cobra area, might have to do a bit of driving, might have to do a bit of ducking and diving to make their way there. Most people who enjoy kind of more the eastern side, they're going to be laughing. You'd expect to see a team kicking around, maybe Tierra Bronca, Campo Militar take full advantage of it. We saw yesterday, I believe, and we spoke about this earlier on, Winstrike Gaming, where they dove, and I think they'll do the same again. It looks like they are doing. FaZe Clan, we kind of saw this split yesterday, plane dependent, obviously. I think Miramar is one of those maps where you can have a backup location. Generally speaking, everywhere is kind of attainable when you look towards Erangel. You can do what you need to do and generally get into a good position. But when it comes to this map, having a backup plan is always a good option because the plane paths, they can be brutal. And so can the circles, as we are missing about 40% of it.
Yeah, I noticed that Jokers and Na'Vi have kind of switched positions. If you think yesterday, Na'Vi getting caught out, losing 2 to Jokers down south here at Porto Paraíso. This time Impala, where Na'Vi would ordinarily go, is where the Jokers have landed up. Digital Athletics getting themselves a vehicle. San Martin for NIP, they're able to drift in and land quite happily on the roofs of their houses. But as you mentioned, this circle, it's pretty brutal. I do see an island involved in that circle, which I am a little concerned about. I'm just hoping that Porto Paraíso or Los Leones. I mean, we can blame James because he just mentioned all of these areas,
and now it's
all of them on the desk, and they are now all available.
Well, I suppose, you know, if there's any kind of good part of this, is that the circle's literally in line with where the playing path were. So you don't have all these teams that are flying over to the western side of the map. They'll all kind of stick around the east, and it'll make their entrance into this one a little bit easier. Na'Vi, Jokers, they're all sitting very happy. ENCE, they have the split across the field, so they're going to be pretty easy going for them. I think FaZe Clan, they should have an easy run down. They'll be able to do the pretty
South
much
coast,
all the way down south, run the coastline, maybe take the beachhead. Be aware that everywhere they go from there, though, will be an uphill battle, quite literally. It's all going uphill. You'll have all these teams that are sitting in those houses, the compounds looking downhill upon them, so they have to be careful of the vehicles because the roads are quite open and easily attainable from those angles. In terms of your junction points, which are going to be a problem, obviously, I think we have to talk about up north, coming straight down. G2 opt to just move from where they are, just on the edge of the circle, into the circle around the junkyard area. They might even lock down the furthermost eastern coastal road above Jokers. Lock that down. You'll then stop potentially Winstrike, maybe Raise Your Edge Gaming, maybe TSM if they do pull all the way over here. But I'd probably expect more than likely, you know, the Knights, Liquid, NIP, TSM, more than likely coming on the side of the circle perpendicular to where they are rather than opting for a full swing, because if you're going to do these full swings and opt to try and rotate elsewhere, definitely northern coastal road completely locked down. You go down south, you're going to have to be aware of FaZe and potentially Digital Athletics if you're not too careful.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing probably a lot of people coming in either north or south side of La Benita, I would expect, the two roads that sort of run around it. Map-wise, guys that are looking at the map, if you're at home, by the way, watching this, get yourselves involved. Get on the multi-Twitch. You can have the mainstream on. Obviously, you want to listen to us. I mean, who wouldn't? And then, of course, you can have the map stream open. You can even have your own favorite team stream open. Every single team here has a stream. Actually has a commentator as well, some of them. So you feel free to listen to those. But where Trifoli is, you can see pretty much is the plum center. And there is also where Rustamar is heading, a fantastic compound right there that has a really big aerial view. Of course, that's the central point. You've got to think away from that water. There is a ton of compounds, good compounds within this circle right now.
Okay, so CrowCrowd are not wasting any time, even though they're in Leones. They're going to move further into the circle and much more central, to be honest. This actually eases the point of access into this circle for all the rest of the teams that are pretty much to the left. Maybe even the Knights, if they want to come just and skirt the edge of Picado. Liquid, again, they're always a team that likes to go early. This time, they're going to be skirting the edges of Bendita. Need to be careful though, Vitality have gone early. They've also scouted this. There's only one member there at the moment, but Natus might be able to make enough noise that it keeps Liquid at bay. They will continue forward. Let's have a look at TSM's kind of point of entry here. Again, slow and steady wins the race. They're just going to be to the left-hand side of the junkyard and kicking around all these hilly areas around this top part. But again, they have to be careful of the teams that they know are going to be looting close to them, which again will be NIP, Vitality, Team Liquid. They don't have to worry about Team Liquid as much. G2 have done exactly what I kind of expected them to do. They're that one team that have taken the coastal road and come all the way down. The question is, Winstrike, team on screen right now, will they meet them along the way? They're in a 2-2 split, so if the first standing does go, they at least got the backup players behind them in the vehicles. But again, this circle, it's going to be so cruel, so early on, because so many teams are already in there, and there's not a lot of land to play with.
Real-time standings on your screen right there. You can see TSM, they've had a belting start yesterday, but today is a new day, and they started off slowly. Well, D-Mash, who just had a great game, number one, has been knocked by Ibiza, but he's going to get back on his feet. He's literally in the dumpster. He will be back alive, though, so it's all good. I am seeing, actually, I think is that TSM? No, it's ENCE. I'm trying to see. No, it's Team Liquid. Team Liquid, they're coming straight in on the back of Jokers. They're pushing straight for it. So Senya's got himself in there. Oh, Jeeves takes a massive old hit. The first shots didn't land. He's hoping that that little bit of metal's going to save him as best he can. Nades will follow through. The rest of the Team Liquid coming around. That Nades going to bounce back at the... He gets around the corner and hides from it.
I would say this could be quite a literal dumpster fire. Steam mashed inside, gets smashed in the head again. Or mashed in the head. We can keep playing these puns all day long. Senna has to get his health back. His two teammates out within arm's reach of him at the moment, so he has to fight this battle himself. He's got a scar and a red dot, so he can at least do some damage if they do get up close and personal. The 5.56, it's not the 7.62 you want in these up close and personal engagements, but my God, look at that. Trifoli knock, trying to grab these points at distance, and instantly Liquid like, well, we've got these vehicles hiding, boys, because we know we have other members, other players lingering in the distance. Even that one engagement just like that, a bullet flies, you have to be aware of them. Kill steals are a real thing. As soon as you knock somebody, you have to absolutely flush them and confirm that kill. Every single point is so vital.
G2 and TSM pulling up either side of the road, staring at one another, and that's a little bit too close to Brexico.
Oh no, Michael's
I think you're fine,
Gustav.
Rory. Michael also, well, they were both on the same bike, I believe. They're trying to pile straight in there. They've gone the other side. If that nade, let's follow that nade, follow the nade, follow the nade. Oh, it's going to hit the dumpster. It's all right. It's safe. It's safe. Didn't manage to catch on towards him, but yeah, these teams...
Second one got it, though. He threw another one. Brexico went through.
They might push on this. They're going to push it. Yeah, Brexico's going for it. He's going to go try and push over the road, trying to use some stoppage nades effectively. Call the Duty old tactics right there. As Gustav tries to toss it out. Chris catches on him, and now it's just Wookie, the last man standing. He gets Kane down, flushes him out as well, but he's got the rest of G2 surrounding him.
This comes down to the one-man Wookiee show, but unfortunately will not be able to do anything. The German powerhouses roll through TSM, all four members dead, and just like that, 16th place in game number 7.
And that's a battle for top place, isn't it?
They
were 14th in game 1, 16th in game 2. G2 are going to be thinking, right, okay, we can steal a march on him here. Well, yes, we are only on game number 7. Those positions, believe me, being that top of the table, it's bragging rights for everyone right now, as they all start to close in on the hillside, all these prime compounds. But I wanted to go back to Team Liquid position. Obviously, you know, we talk about the 2-2 so many times, but it can be tricky. If you're holding one of those prime real estates and somebody wants it, if you're in a 2-2, you are going to be at a massive disadvantage where 4 of them pull up on you.
You are. I mean, you're trying to play the numbers game by putting bodies out there and kind of, what's the word? You're extending your arm's reach, so to speak, to keep more people further away from you between compounds. But again, you are getting these positions. You've just seen it back to back. Liquid, they'll push one, and then TSM. Same with G2. You get a knock, and you've got to go for it. The aggression that's now subjective by these points. Liquid under the cosh here. The 7.62. It rings so loud. Ibby and Jeems in the vehicle. Jempty needs to try and get away from this one. 24 in the back pocket of Chris. Can he get a knock out of this? He's a monster when it comes to guns. It would have been beautiful to see. It's very rare we do see these kind of shots on screen, but when they happen,
shot from the hill.
they are beautiful to witness.
They're getting hit from the hill. It's ENCE taking shots on the hill. They're going to finally have to reach this compound to get in safe as houses. Team Liquid, they lost a lot of players relatively early in game one as well. But remember, they snaked it into second place. So they do still manage to get that positional place. Jemty gets the knock in there. They were in the house, so he should be safe. I believe Samty should be able to get him back on his feet.
Even when they were getting out of that vehicle, that was a third different angle they were getting shot from. Speaking of shot from, Jazza, MBS, where's your head up, buddy? That's a Kar98 to the face. The brothers in arms, the twins in the tower, holding on for dear life for Team Liquid as they do lose 2 in transition. But they'll be able to sit here for now. They are almost dead center of the circle, so they might get the next few. But ENCE have got the number, and so have G2 as well. Vitality not holding back. I like what they're doing. They're still continuing through.
Oh, Nasus, their Vitality are pushing it. Just right there. We just got away from it, but NIP were being pushed by Vitality in that exact same position. It is a really strong compound.
Nipper out.
And I don't blame them. So this was the 2-2. They went for the 2-2 here. They saw it coming. It's a really strong position because it holds, obviously, you have that open field territory, field of view, which is what they were sort of fighting for. So don't blame NIP backing away from that one. Actually retreated to a slightly stronger compound as well.
I think we'll have a bit of a lull for now. We'll stay nice and quiet. We've only got one team that really needs to show the face, and that's going to be Red Diamonds, and where they interjected itself into this circle being the interesting one. If they run that coastal road, they've got Na'Vi, who will be able to see them, but you've got such a drop-off on that cliff face. They'll definitely be able to get away with it. There is a compound in there they can sneak into. FaZe, they're further uphill as well, so they shouldn't, I think they'd be blindsided by this hill up the left. Again, it's all an uphill struggle. Bullets will come down, but I don't think they'll do too much damage. Red Diamond should fairly simply get into this one, unless they just, unfortunately, run head into FaZe, which they're not going to do. They're going to play the hill game, dump the vehicles and go out on foot. Fair play, lads. Just hold them back for now. You can see there's a couple of poke shots going off, I want to say. It's just warning shots, keep their distance away. Everyone now, as best of luck does get himself inside, is inside the circle. All you players alive and kicking and just waiting to see what happens. Cup of Magic still, you can see him on that road all the way on the eastern side. Everyone else is chilling, but Hawaii are continuing to rotate and continue to kind of extend their reach into the circle. Like where he's gone, it's further in. You're going to see that circle shift away from the water's edge. This might be a nice little position where everyone else is chilled. Hawaii are continuing to move. I like this play.
Well, rotations. Let's see if anyone's going to pop in the vehicles and get ready to go.
Dear.
Whoa, it's a heavy
dear.
western shift to Los Leones. And that will cause, well, you can see right there on your screens, all of these teams that are outside of the current circle have to move from east to west. It is going to cause some serious... You're going to have big rotation problems now. Like, for example, like FaZe, you can see Red Diamonds. They're thinking, we're not going straight across. We're going to have to take this big swing all around the south side once again.
That's absolutely bonkers. This throws this entire game into a complete shock tactic. Everyone now has to get in their vehicles and re-rotate.
Oh, they lost the tire. They're smoking heavy. Yeah, I would get out of that vehicle. That's not going to survive much more. Like you say, you know, even Raise Your Edge, who were trying to tank it slowly down the coastal road, they're all having to rotate far. We're looking at the Knights right here on your screen. They're going far north, swinging around to the west. It's causing so many problems for everybody to find a position. Vitality and NIP, they're sitting pretty. Team Liquid are not. Jemty down, Samty, the last man standing for Team Liquid.
Run, Samty, run. Do what you can, buddy. Last man standing, holding on to Liquid's dreams. Jorski.
Both off the bike.
Oh, the Finns meet the Finns. Jorski and Nuki instantly back-to-back. 2 points going the way of ENCE, previous rounds winners. Could these boys be on for a back-to-back chicken dinner? Temi, and he's realizes that his partner in crime needs to follow suit as well. Dear. That's not good. You've got ENCE just on one side. Who's actually shooting them? So it's NIP.
Yeah.
Hits the deck, hits the dirt.
And
he can't really go anywhere else from this. And this is what happens now, is because this circle forces the migration, all the teams that were already around Leones can sit up and gridlock people. They can kind of hit one of the ridge lines, look for one of the main roads, look for one of the main rotation transitional periods, and try and mop up all those individuals that do come their way. Tixu does go down, so that means that there's only one member of Winstrike alive, much like Team Liquid. It's going to be Samty.
M19 and Na'Vi starting to connect with one another on the southeast corner of the circle as Samty runs for his life. ENCE are taking shots. You can see the tracers whizzing past his face as he just ducks down. Meanwhile, back over on the southeast, you see M19 creeping up the hillside. Na'Vi to their sides, CrowCrowd up above, and then the way they're going, it looks like they're going to run straight towards FaZe Clan as well. Everybody getting involved in this. Everybody wants a kill. 1 kill point is all you need. You need to kind of track up as many as you can, and Na'Vi way down the bottom of the table, along with M19, need as many as they can right now.
I mean, at the moment, you're just running the dungeon, looking for the final boss. I tell you who could be the final boss here. Red Diamonds, they played this one absolutely sneaky. They rotated in the blue and entered on the back of Leones. So now they're actually in the backside. The Knights have kind of done a slower transition. They've gone more from a northerly kind of area and entered the top. It's like the created area with all the boxes and all the building sites and stuff. The main one is the fact that Red Diamonds have entered where no one might actually see them.
That's a second hard shift. That's a second hard shift. So we've gone hard west, and now we've gone fairly, I mean, let's say hard north. It's not quite touching the blue, but it's a pretty damn big hard shift nonetheless, and it encompasses a massive portion of Los Leones, along with those hillside positions at Vitality. Remember, if NIP were forced out by Vitality, that compound is looking absolute prime real estate right now.
Teams on rotation. A couple of bullets answered back there where IV. See, Raise Your Edge. Pokemon does find Constantin at least, but the bullets are coming back his way, so he needs to be very careful. Thankfully, Batulin's there to mop up the point. Again, you do need these confirmation kills. If you get the knock, make sure someone's picking it up. Reels, unfortunately, one of the big damage dealers there for the Knights has gone down. Ira's confirmed him, put him in the grave. Not will be able to at least loot the crate, maybe get some meds, some smoke, some grenades. If he's got the smokes, he might be able to help out Elite Player. Nope, Elite Player is actually going to suicide it and say, right, I'm not denying it. I'm going to deny these points and go for it. So he's gone.
Oh, Red Diamonds and FaZe Clan clashing in Los Leones.
We need to get on with that fight.
That's happening right there. Fuzzface done and dusted. Aduzi's catching him out. That's on the E and the O of Los Leones, pretty much on the map-wise, as they move in. Samti's still running solo, trying to get himself as close as he can to the action and try and snake his way in as much as he can. Red Diamonds and FaZe have kind of dissipated from one another, separated, but they have lost a player as they try and go from building to building inside. G2 losing DMA of fire. They've got themselves a lot of kills already, and where did that Kar 98 shot come from? Rustam Mar getting down from the hills by CrowCrowd.
Sets a man who can snipe. I'll tell you what, G2 though, they've got to be willing to fight up on the hill.
So TSM go down in 16th, and G2 follow them in 15th. The top two teams right now, done and dusted, already out. Everybody's going to be looking to try and chase those points.
And again, these hills and cliffs just setting up, especially around the Leones area. You've got that main road that is the entry point to the city and the exit if the circle is going the opposing way. You've still got a lot of teams that are lingering in the northern area. I wouldn't expect them to be engaging as much as what Leones is going to be doing, because again, you can bop between these compounds, you can run the roads, you can use the smoke, move between. There's places to move in the northern edge with all the main tanker area, the oil tankers and cylinders. Again, you'll get these kind of one-on-one fights. Voxic finds the cup of magic, gives him a cup of 762 straight to the jaw.
Trying to come in behind Pittsburgh Knights. You can see Voxic's in a bit of a tricky spot here to get away from this one. There's Raise Your Edge trying to come up the hill. We saw already that Pittsburgh Knights, they can't peek too much because CrowCrowd and Vitality were taking shots on them along with Digital Athletics, so they have to smoke the way up that hills. I can tell you, Samti update, he snuck his way inside Los Leones. He's safe. Navi, you can see, just coming in the south side, Los Leones as well, with M19 ahead of them. So everybody right now inside this Phase 4 circle. The question is, will it shift in towards the city or will it pull away to the hillsides in this 5th circle?
He'll hit the deck and he'll heal up. Circle's just in front of him, so he'll continue forward for now. The Knights will be able to hold Raise Your Edge. However, Raise Your Edge don't really need to move. They are on the edge. They're playing it by the name. The people that do need to move are Jokers. They have to come forward. Vitality in front of them. Raise Your Edge might be able to move back outwards. Red Diamonds now have to make a move. FaZe, they want some kind of reprieve after they lost the big man FaZe earlier on. Try and get himself some kind of... Nope. But holds the gun for now. That's fine. Samty can continue doing what he's doing.
Well, Navi are looking to blast over the road, by the way. They're coming in behind Samty. All 4 of them. So while FaZe and Red Diamonds are sort of having this little firefight, close quarters combat, Navi is sort of sneaking in behind them almost. Oh, this nade could be big. That's going straight down on towards Squeaky. He's gone too far. It's gone too far, but it gave them pause for thought, that's for sure, as they realize there's teams above them. Digital Athletics, well, they are in a great position right now, by the way. They've got that warehouse, which is looking like where it may actually center up at the moment. The circle going that way. Navi, you can see, continuing to scurry on the edge around Navi and FaZe Clan. Also now surrounded. So Uber's position being pressed. The former Navi man being pinched by them. Vitality also putting pressure on ENCE as they move.
And 3 teams here, all in transition. You got ENCE, we got Winstrike, we got CrowCrowd, and they're all just battering the living hell out of one another. Set finally goes down. One of the main snipers for the team. He's been an anchor point for them so far. Rustamar falls back into the smoke. Got to get the heal off. That blue is going to be coming through very soon. You have to be careful. Shadow 1K as well. Now Vitality open up the CrowCrowd. So these teams, again, once they've finished with one another, they then have to deal with the teams that are actually waiting for them inside the circle. And things are falling apart at the moment in this game. The circle's not gone their way. You can see CrowCrowd, they're in vehicles. Right, boys, we just got to get in these and get the hell out of Dodge, which they're going to do. Not without having a few warning shots by the end of it. Trefele, he's done and dusted. 5 kills, though, for ENCE. That's a good job. Eliminated in 14th, though. That's not good.
Uh-oh, Samty. He's been found, and down he goes. No sneaking this time. 13th place for Team Liquid. They were picked off early. Winstrike going to be following them, it seems, as they go down in 12th. And now NIP also feeling the burn from Vitality, who were obviously clashing earlier on. They were fighting for the position. Vitality were given that spot by NIP. Jokers go down. They're caught in the crossfire between the two as NIP continue to get hurt. Gaxi looks like the last man standing for them as Vitality look to step it up.
See where this circle does fly to. Once again, it's the Knights. I have to call these guys out. They're a quiet team. You don't see big numbers coming up, but you always see them in the top 10. They are such a consistent, surviving roster. It's, you know, passive's probably not the best word. You don't really see too much of them because passive would mean playing edge and not doing anything. They're always moving. They're such a mobile team. But again, they find themselves smack bang in the center of the circle. Just a little bit more IGL work, maybe a bit more teamwork, watching the back, watching the angles where teams sometimes catch them off guard. And this would be right up there with the rest of them. They're a fantastic set of players, but legitimately their movement is amazing.
And we were talking about this earlier, the third party that's going on. Obviously, when you were in a relatively close quarters combat like that, we just saw a doozy just get knocked and finished by 2 different teams instantly. Bam, bam. Just like that. Tap, tap. And you were talking about Raise Your Edge and Pittsburgh Knights being close to one another. They're very close to one another now, but I feel Vitality might get a bit third party in here as they engage on the hillside.
Kramer gets the initial call. Look at all these grenades. Here comes the fireworks show. Up and over we go. They're cooked. They're ready to rock and roll. We'll see if the initial knock does come through from either side. Drayden's going to try and get one back for himself. Cup of Magic taking a battle on 2 fronts here for RYE. They find Gaxit. NIP's down and done, so that's a position everyone jumps up the board here. Wanted falling back, and Znak as well, but Drayden catches him, the big man with the big nade.
That's a good nade.
It's going right to the left. But now they know where they are. I mean, the question is...
But look at Vitality, look at this. They've realized, they're like, okay, these 2 teams are engaged. Let's use this moment to sneak around the other side of the hill and get above them. Try and get around them. And so Vitality's movement, they've got to be careful of Navi down low. But while these 2 teams engage, Vitality are looking to flank them right now.
This is more towards Leona's area. All these compounds, the outside hangars, the inside garage, if you will call it, where FaZe is still lurking. You have to be aware of not that grenade, though. Now, this should be the opener. This should be what they needed. Look at what, straight on the bat, fast rail. Here we go. He's going to be on the flank, right-hand side. All 3 of them on the left. They should crush, absolutely crush the dreams here of the Knights. Another nade from a random
Vitality.
angle.
It was Vitality. It was Natus, please. It came from behind them. We talked about the flank they were doing for it, and now they're pushing for it. They've got...
Look at Shadow.
Caught them out. Shadow down low. Raise Your Edge. While they think they're pushing on the Knights, they don't realize they're starting to slowly being surrounded while this smoke is actually playing havoc on them.
They've read the information, so they need to be aware. Shadow might play a spoiler to this one. He is watching that off angle. Make sure nobody creeps behind them. Vitality, they've got the information though. Drayden, he's gone down. He's finished 1 point in the way of Nasus.
He's cooking another nade up. Look at them, Shadow, Nasus, nades coming out. That's a nice one. Bounces away, wants it all, gets away with his skin of his teeth. Snark's going to get caught out by the nade to the left, doing a cup of magic, eats one from Shadow. He gets down as well. Snark down. FaZeRail has to back away. And while this is happening, the Knights are getting the revives off. Voxic and Crown are back up alive in the smoke, and now Na'Vi are moving for it. They're coming around the backside of Vitality.
Here comes the Vitality cleanup crew. 1, 2, 3. Where's the fourth? He's in the corner. FaceRail, it won't happen. He's gone. He's down and dead.
They've got to watch the backs. Na'Vi coming straight up on them now. So Vitality, they've been wiped out. Vitality just hit the deck just like that. Remember the Knights? They were left alive at the top. They got the double revive off. Na'Vi comes around and Raise Your Edge get involved. And just like that, it is third party on fourth party on fifth party as they all drop on the hill. And speaking of the hillside, that is now the circle location. FaZe Clan, Digital Athletics, CrowCrowd all have to move out of Los Leones.
Talk about the time to strike. Vitality, again, the domino effect goes round the corner. Mexit, team captain, he's removed from the map. Not says no. AKM does the job. ENCE, he'll come back. He'll at least answer for now, but FaZe, they're furthest away from the circle, and there's so many teams directly in front of them. It all comes down to Uber, the solo man now for FaZe. Has to carry them into the top 3. They need a decent position here in this game because they've only got 2 kills.
And you think of FaZe and Red Diamonds, they kind of came in together, you know, they're clashing in the city. Red Diamonds said, okay, we're going to back away, we're going to go further west. And now they find themselves in really the only warehouse that's left in the game. Uber trying to get across there, Iroh just trying to light him up as he tries to scurry his way forward, finds CrowCrowd around the corner, he picks and clicks a point, gets a point and a 6th place for them in the end, but it's Na'Vi that are looking like they may well be in prime position to take their first victory at the moment. They have 4 alive, they have the hillside, they have positional advantage right now across the entire map. Can they try and claim it and get on that hill?
The Knights are battered and bruised, but they're still there. I saw no helmet on one and a budget level 1 on another. So they've been hurt. They're down, but certainly not out. Na'Vi mopping up what's left of both RYE and Vitality. There's a lot of dead body boxes for them and a lot of free gear. So any utility they needed to kind of top themselves up, ammunition, meds, whatever. It's easy game for them because no one else is really around them.
Look at this.
Straight from up.
This is prime because everybody's scurrying to fight in those crates. They're looking for one another. And Na'Vi have just got the freedom of the city to just sit and bang down on them.
They can, whatever damage was done to their economy before, whether it, again, meds, ammunition, armor even, there's what, 6, 7, 8 people, body boxes on the floor, so they can just top themselves up because they know no one's going to be around them. The only person behind them at the moment is the blue. They can set up this circle
They're focusing
perfectly.
Focusing on the Knights.
Well, that's the thing. This is the only kind of element that's in front of them at the moment. If they remove the Knights from this cliffside, it's all theirs. It's
a 4-man push. Do they have any nades left? I don't think they do. Vox is going to have to try and get a big knock early. Finds Pokemon, peeks the wrong way. Oh, Kramer's got another. Sadovnik goes down, and suddenly Na'Vi a little tense there as they back away. The new boy Rekran does get Voxic down. Kramer, the last man, is cooking in nades, cooking in nades, cooking in nades. They're all clashed together. Oh, it's not got the legs on it. He's going to get away with that one. The second nade will follow. Batalin's trying to keep him away. The second nade might be close enough, but Rekran gets Pokemon back on his feet, then immediately goes looking for Kramer.
Recrent just needs to go for it. Get rid of Kramer and get yourselves back together. All 4 players will get back up, but Kramer wants a piece of the action. He's not a man to back down from a fight. Welcomes the challenge, but unfortunately they go out 4th position. And look at this straight away, Na'Vi. All right, boys, you're missing any helmets, missing any chests. Get on the meds, get the gear, and let's go again. Still 4 alive. And only 8 players remaining on the map.
Pit's going to push it.
Pit's going to push it. Of the mountain right now.
Oh, Pin tried, and that was his chance, but Mert got around and instantly downs him. And now it's Senpai versus Mert, and you can see Battling has them both in his sights, and this is...
Easy game.
Easy game for Na'Vi. Their position... And by the way, Na'Vi were down in amongst these guys. They saw the advantage. They saw the position to make the flank on Vitality. They made the play to get themselves in this position, and it has absolutely paid dividends.
You see, Mert's not giving it up just yet. He wants to try and get a hold of this last point before the circle does come through. But Na'Vi, they'll try and... You see, we even heard it in the back there. Nice. Before Hello Senpai goes down, he at least can claim another point. Can he do any more? Absolutely not. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.